Subscribe to Film Companion for your film fix. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an update.
Hey Rahul, hey Sucharita, it is a Zoom Let's Talk Movies.
Hi guys, how is everything doing? Nice beard, Rahul Desai.
I know,
I
Rahul,
know.
you're letting it grow.
Yeah, totally. I'm using the lockdown as an excuse to look like Tom Hanks, which I've wanted to for 20 years now. So.
or Ranbir Kapoor in one of those like sad roles that he does.
हाँ
no?
के बहुत अंदर बैठ लिया types है.
Rockstar wala Ranbir.
Yeah.
चलो, कोई तो ख्वाहिशें पूरी हो रही हैं.
हाँ वही.
है
There's
ना?
no excuse now.
Anupama Chopra, you don't talk. You have been killing it on Instagram. You have taken this opportunity to take your social media game to the next level. I am so impressed.
Really? Thank you. Listen, I have to ask. So the only thing is, this is funny. It's Let's Talk Movies. Except there are no new movies to talk about. So why don't we talk about the one new thing that did happen in the last couple of weeks, which is Panchayat, which Rahul and I both loved. Sucharita, I know you also recently saw it. What did you think?
I thought it was very fun. It is very simple. It is very easily digestible show. And that is why it works really well, because clearly a lot of effort has gone into writing it, conceptualizing it, creating it, and making sure that it is authentic, but yet make it feel simple and digestible and snackable. Is such a win. And it was wonderful. It was wonderful. It is just what the doctor ordered, because there's so much anxiety and so much stress right now. And to watch that show, it was very like calming. It was very peaceful. Brilliant actors. Neena Gupta and just Raghubir Yadav.
They're all so lovely. They're all
Wonderful.
so
Raghubir Yadav
wonderful.
is like he's just my dad, because my father is from that village in that UP area. Exactly. He dresses like that. He dyes his hair like that. एक यहाँ पे patch रह जाता है उनका white बालों का जो where he cannot reach, and the rest of his hair is jet black. मूछ सब एकदम same पापा की तरह है वो. तो मुझे तो बड़ा अच्छा लगा.
Yeah, Rahul, you wrote a lovely piece about Raghubir Yadav.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the show, and I remember while writing the review a couple of weeks back, I was like, man, I can't even write about the acting. That's how good the show is, because everyone is so equally good. And according to me, it takes so much effort to just make something look simple, these days. And as Sucharita also rightly said, during these times, to see something so easygoing, to see something, so unpretentious about its own existence was just the best thing. I do tend to wonder, if we weren't in this situation right now, if there was no lockdown, no pandemic, I'm wondering how the show might have been then received. But it's food for thought, but I still have a feeling I would have loved the show. And that's why I wrote a totally separate piece for Raghubir Yadav. Of course, any one of those actors can be written about. It's that kind of...
You know what? One of the things I really loved about this show is how meticulous it is in its format. It is a very, very typical situational comedy format when you look at the bare bones structure of the episode. There is one conflict that is foreshadowed in the first few minutes. Then that conflict arises. Then a couple of goofy characters come together, and by the end of the video, that conflict is resolved, but it has sown the seeds for something else. And gradually through the series, you are making friends with everybody, you're getting to know everybody. So it's very meticulous in the skeleton of each episode that it follows. And I think that is also comforting to know that there are no big surprises in this show. You are, unlike something like a Tiger King on Netflix where you don't know what's going to happen, and that show made me really uncomfortable and I didn't like it. But here it was comforting to know the pacing, like to what Rahul said, like we don't know how we would have reacted if we had seen this show where we weren't in lockdown. But there was something very comforting about knowing that we know where this is going to go, and yet not be able to, it's not predictable.
Yeah.
But the structuring is very comforting, and I really loved that.
And I thought the writing is so specific. It's so detailed. The jokes are so rooted that nothing feels false. Nothing felt like this couldn't happen here, or this character wouldn't say this. I mean, from the opening to to Raghubir Yadav coming with the lota from the khet is just spectacular, and just so such lovely non-dramatic humanity about it, which was so nice, just so
Yeah,
nice.
It stems from a very acute understanding of the milieu
Correct.
of the people.
Yeah.
It's very simple. These people are real. They are not dramatic.
Yeah.
And by virtue of them not being dramatic, it is wonderful to watch, because
Yeah.
you've not made cinematic characters. Maybe with the exception of Rinky, who will find out in the next season what she's all about. But I've known these people, because, like I said, I come from this village. My father was this man raised in a village, and then he moved to Meerut, and then he moved to Delhi. I know these people, right down to the doolha who loses his mind.
Oh, he was a fantastic actor.
Yeah, because he does
fabulous.
I
That
know
was-
those people.
yeah.
It was hilarious.
That was one of the best cameos I've seen on television, like, for a while. I mean, I will never forget that episode. And exactly, the Milu, that guy I've seen myself even when I was growing up, and when I went to my mother's village long back. I mean, all of them, with the slightly oversized suit
Yes.
during the wedding. Was very fragile masculinity, always wondering what people are thinking about
Yes.
them. Yeah, so it was, and exactly, the writing wasn't in the sense there were no jokes written. It was just
Correct.
there. It was part of. I think the most dramatic the show got was when I think Abhishek held the gun against those goons, and even then it sort of fizzled out because he started hitting them with the gun instead of actually shooting into the. So, which I thought was actually a good way to it. Exactly, the format was a sitcom format, and I think they did it like the environment. I couldn't find a flaw in the show, honestly.
So lovely.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
tell
I
me,
especially also enjoyed. Sorry. I also enjoyed the sets. The
Yeah.
sets are wonderful. How they've managed to find a location with a donkey,
Yeah.
with the little village around it, with the little panchayat office. Because I don't think it's a big enough show for it to have created those sets from scratch.
Yeah.
If I'm
Correct.
not mistaken, it doesn't seem like it has that kind of budgeting. But to have found that location, massive shout out to that team to do that and to enable those drone shots, kind of foreshadowing that this donkey is going to become important as
something. Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
it's fabulous. I
Yeah.
also loved Akshay Kumar ke bete ka naam hai. That was just fab. But I have to ask, guys, what do you miss about being a regular film critic the most?
The atmosphere of being in a movie theater with people, and meeting all of you guys, and standing together in the popcorn queues. It sounds like very basic, but that was like the highlight of my week. I loved doing that. I lived for those days where twice or thrice in a week we would go out and say hi to each other, and just sit in that darkened room and smell the musty chairs. I guess I miss that. I miss that very much, because just being stuck in an apartment is not fun.
Yeah, I mean, same. I just realized we took a lot of things for granted, obviously.
We did.
And I mean, it's amazing because it was same. It was the highlight of my week. In fact, it was the only time I got out of my house, honestly. I mean, I'm not as like active or say busy as most people around me, but I do most of my work from home. So even actually coming there and seeing all of your faces after like every week and all, it became such a integral part of my life that I took it for granted. And even though sometimes we didn't enjoy the movies itself, we didn't like the samosas, we are not big fans of the food at theaters, but I don't know. It's just the whole routine. It's even coming home under pressure, wondering if I have to stay awake whole night. Did I understand
Write the review,
movie?
right?
Yeah. Did I understand the movie? Am I going to do justice to the review? Even the anxiety of sort of getting it published in the morning, wondering how people will react. That's all part of the writer life, and which I really miss a lot. It's not the same with digital. I know it sounds old school, but it's just not the same. You don't when big movies release, or even when any kind of movie releases, that Friday morning excitement of being a reviewer is unparalleled.
Yeah, it's like it's it's such an adrenaline rush, and even though as much as we would complain about those Friday mornings when we had to see the film on Friday morning, sort of wake up and be at 9 a.m. in some theater, mostly PVR Juhu is where I would be, and sort of be writing frantically and trying to kind of trying to not have a knee-jerk reaction and still have a nuanced and thought-out response, even though you only had a few hours. And I used to always be so aggravated by that why don't they show us films before, and why don't they do this, and now I'm just like, somebody show me a film.
Yeah, no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, sab chalta hai abhi. It's all good.
But Sunday, every day is someday now. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what is going on? Who knows?
I know. The last film we all saw together was Angrezi Medium, and I mean, there were 300. I remember that hall was so packed that some people had to go into the next screening.
Yeah.
And at that point, of course, we knew this was happening and Corona was all over the world. But I had no inkling that this was going to be the end for a very long time. Like, it didn't even cross my mind.
Unraveled really fast. It's only been a month since I've been in shelter before the lockdown was officially announced.
Me too,
I was staying home.
Yeah.
It's only been a month. I remember it was 15th of March when I was like, abhi ho gaya, ghar mein rahenge. But everything has changed in 1 month. Everything. But listen, Anu, I have a question for you. Film Companion is still up and running. There's so much going on. You are reaching out to actors and you're doing interviews with actors, and Sneha's doing her thing and everything. What is that like? What is that challenge like, to have a full-blown organization going remotely?
Honestly, the first, also because I'm slightly sort of tech challenged, so I've actually never even done an Insta Live before this. So it's forcing me to very quickly stop being stupid and understand, and of course I had to like get my kids to explain just even basic Zoom, and it's still very scary. Now I've been doing this for 2 weeks, but when you're so dependent on technology, I mean, it's my nightmare that I won't press the recording button and the whole interview will happen. But it's been, honestly, it's such a blessing for all of us that we can still work right now, because and work like at a frantic pace. I'm working incessantly. We're just at it all day, every day. We're writing, we're creating videos, there's new ideas. So that is just such a blessing. I'm just thinking of people who have jobs that they cannot do.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's too many people I know who are getting laid off, or their salaries are being slashed retroactively. Like, not even like April se aapki salary aadhi ho jayegi. Retroactively, it's happening. Lots of people I know.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's infuriating. It's a tough time. But it's not because I'm associated with Film Companion, but it is really a blessing to see content around cinema still being refreshed and still being created and still being put out there for people to consume and derive entertainment out of.
Yeah. No, but Sucharita, I think we have to accept that this is the new normal, and this is not going to change. The American studios are now moving summer films to November.
Yeah.
So we have to just imagine that is possibly what our situation is. We're not going to be very different from that, So if we are not going to have new releases until whatever, July, August, September, who knows? We've got to adapt quickly. In fact, one of the things I'm doing is now actually watching series, which I never did, which was a massive gap in my education.
Yeah,
Just
it
because
was
I was
your
so
first,
involved. Panchayat was my first review for a series. I've never done.
Yeah.
And I constantly feel that I'm not equipped. I don't have the context because I haven't seen enough. But I just feel like I'll just deep dive and just keep swimming, and at some point I'll get it.
Yeah.
Nice. So what's the next series on your radar?
4 More Shots, Please. That's the one I've just watched, but we're on embargo, so cannot say anything.
अच्छा आपने देख लिया नया season? Wow.
What are you up to?
I am. It's business as usual. There are quite a few shows, even though I'm not doing 4 More Shots, but there are a couple of other things. And I'm just glad we are coming up with stuff. There's still stuff to write about. Also, I've just realized the importance of nostalgia, because if if not for our memories, I don't know what we'd fall back on. I actually remember one of the last interviews you did before the lockdown was with Rohit Shetty, I think. And I remember you telling me the week before that, saying you better come for this. You've never come for anything for the last 1 year. And I was like, I'll think about it. And as soon as I found out it's next to my house, I came, and I was one of the many actors in the audience. And I think, and what are the chances after that the world just shut down? Just
Can you
after
imagine?
came to watch an interview.
Yeah.
If I knew then I mean, I would have really, yeah, it's just surreal to think about. And I just wanted to, I mean, I'm guessing filmmakers are watching this. I'm guessing cinema hall owners might watch this, but I just want to tell all of them that, you know, just hang in there till whenever we all are hanging, we are trying our best. And whenever things do become normal, or, you know, things do restart again, we will come there and we will write the hell out of your movies, your shows. We will visit your theaters, and we will never take things for granted again. Because I know how difficult it is for a lot of businesses to stay afloat right now. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of cinema halls are in trouble after this. But I just hope they hang in there, because that's all we have after this, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. And
A lot
all
of like, sorry, go
what's
ahead.
true is, no, I was going to say, to add to what you said, Rahul, what is really, art is such a sustenance for all of us right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
so never sort of underestimate, never say, but you know, what's the point and what's the value? I mean, look at the value of it. We're all just, you know, getting by, and kind of that is what is nourishing us
Yeah.
in so many ways. So you're absolutely right. We will be there. We will be there first day, first show,
Yeah,
as soon as
absolutely.
Corona allows us.
Yeah, I remember just like tweeting yesterday about it just occurred to me that Christopher Nolan's new film might obviously not release in July, which was I was looking forward to. So I'm tweeting, and
Correct.
obviously a few responses were like, "Arey tujhko abhi bhi movies ki padi," and I was like, "But this is my life. Like literally, this is my life every week. Whether you like it or not, it's my social life, it's my professional life, it is my life. So if I don't tweet about the life I've lost, I really don't know what else is left."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, a lot of indie production houses, the smaller production houses who have staff, you know, they have 25, 30, 35 people to pay salaries to. But these production houses are on the verge of shutting down, you know, because they don't have a lot of liquidity. They don't have a lot of money to just keep them afloat, unlike the bigger studios that, you know, will still be able to pull through quite okay. So yeah, I mean, like Rahul just said, not going to take anything for granted. I'm going to see as many movies as I possibly can, small, big, medium size, whatever. You put your movie out there, and I'm there in a queue to watch it and write about it and talk about it and make Insta stories, everything.
Yes.
I do it.
Well, on that happy note, we hope that this happens soon. You guys stay safe, and we will regroup soon again.
Yes. Thank you, Anu.
Take
Thanks.
care.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.